Damit kommen wir zur Nummer 54 der Weltrangliste. Ein junger Spieler aus den Niederlanden, 24 Jahre ist er alt, ein Trainingspartner von Raymond van Barneveld, der vor allem für seine aggressive Walk-on-Musik bekannt ist. Macht euch keine Sorgen, der will nur spielen. The Titan, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Dirk van Duijvenbode. Er nimmt es auf mit dem UK Open Finalisten von 2007. Er hat bereits ein European Tour Turnier gewinnen können, war bei 3 weiteren Pro Tour Turnieren erfolgreich. Die aktuelle Nummer 27 der Welt, der Mann, der bekannt dafür ist, dass er der schnellste Werfer auf dem Planeten Erde ist. Herzlich willkommen dem Dutch Destroyer Vincent van der Voort.
Well, that walk-on from Dirk van Duijvenbode was certainly unique, it's fair to say. A lot of energy expelled up there as he takes on another European qualifier from last night, and always great to see him. One of the fastest throws in the business, Vincent van der Voort, who come through against Yannis Selakwu.
Welcome back to the European Tour, Mike Lawrence.
And Jordi Meeuwis. Whereas Dirk van Duijvenbode beat Jerry Hendricks, Wilfried Geno and Jan Dekker in his qualifying matches here last night to get onto the main stage. Vincent van der Voort, a former European Tour winner, taking the Austrian Open title in 2014. That was his first title in 3 years. Been suffering on and off with a back injury and some other health problems, which has rather affected his
ladies and gentlemen, first leg Dirk to throw
and
first.
his ranking
Game on!
in the last few years. And it's Dirk getting us underway here. Dan Dawson alongside me in the commentary box for this one.
Yeah, well, it's the Titan versus the Dutch Destroyer, two of the more imposing nicknames in world darts, right up there alongside Chizzy and the Ferret. Two of the more imposing figures in world darts. They're absolute giants up there. I mean, you're going to have to be. If you call the Dutch Destroyer and the Titan, you're not going to look like Martin Schindler and Darren Webster, are you? Although he's called the Demolition Man, so who knows? Vincent van der Voort not going to hang around.
139.
Dirk van Duijvenbode. Now he's too old for the development tour. He's hit that 24 age limit. So it's purely Pro Tour darts for Dirk van Duijvenbode. He did make a number of finals on the development tour.
41.
And the Challenge Tour as well. 4 finals in total. Never managed to get over the line and win. But
100.
he does have this capability, Dirk. Certain days where you just think, oh, yeah, he could be a force. But then there are also other days. I mean, he's had a number of first-round exits.
55.
Over the course this year as well.
80.
So he's looking at 80 for the first leg. Great first dart, double 10. And there we go, 15 darter. Nothing wrong with that.
The second leg, Vincent.
And it was a first round exit last weekend, wasn't it, for Dirk in Jena at the hands of Robert Thornton. Robert Thornton exiting the first round earlier on this evening, their first match of the evening session, beaten by Nathan Aspinall 6-3 here.
94.
Dirk van Duijvenbode for a
100.
Tall, broad, imposing young man, not afraid of the Pat Butcher earring. But then again, are you going to tell him?
96.
I won't. Vincent not going to fill it up and do the finish, but he's going to be perched just outside the danger zone as he looks to level the match up at one apiece. Winner of this one will face Joe Cullen, number 13 seed here this weekend. He had an awful weekend last weekend in Yane, and he was horribly ill. Looked a very peculiar shade of green when he took to the stage to take on Stefan Seatman, Host Nation qualifier. Ended up being beaten by him in a, well,
60.
below par display, let's put it that way. Vincent looks at 118. Don't think we'll see more of the same from Joe this weekend. It'll be a heck of a challenge for whoever comes through this.
90.
Vincent just pulling that low. Dirk's got 155. Not a great finish, this one. Treble 20, treble 19, double 19.
So Vincent looking at double 10
require 20
to immediately chalk up a leg on the board at the start of this match. And it's all square at one apiece.
Third leg, Dirk to throw first. Game on.
We did see a glimmer of the old Vincent van der Voort, you could say, in the UK Open earlier this year. Getting to the last 16, beating Ellie Klassen 10-9 in a epic tussle, before then losing to Daryl Gurney.
100.
But he's someone who's at times hinted at giving up the game due to the injury problems he's been suffering.
Well, he was certainly talking about it at the World Championship, and quite frankly, I was astonished to see him just a few weeks later at the UK Open qualifiers, because Vincent was talking as if it was a done deal. My back problems, he said, I've tried everything, it doesn't sort it out, and I've just got no other option. There's Dirk.
21.
Just the 21, and Vincent van der Voort stolen the darts here. Great opportunity to break the throw and go into the lead for the first time. And he's jumping all over it. All over it. Well, but as long as you'll wait for Vincent to throw a dart, deciding that the 25 gives him a better shout at finishing the leg in the next visit, because the extra 5 points gets him below 161, so he doesn't need to use the bullseye here. Could have gambled and gone for the treble and left 1-2-1. Oh, look at this. Oh. That's the other bonus with the 156, firing a straight ton 40, leaves you double 8.
Yep. Good thinking from the experienced Van der Voort from Purmerend in the Netherlands.
Vincent requires 16.
Looking at 2 8s, 2 4s. Good marker. Oh, just inside.
Well, whenever I see this with Dirk van Duijvenbode walking to the board, I think of the World Championship against Raymond van Barneveld, where he managed to bust his score. He's not going to do that here.
100.
Did that against Barney? He was giving Barney a game, and he accidentally bust 180 and then did not win another leg.
Game shown the
horrible moment for Dirk, but fabulously entertaining and ultimately funny. And at the end of the day, isn't that the most important thing? As Vincent van der Voort takes out double 2 for a breaker throw.
Yeah, we keep saying about these European Tour events and how they're turning into a real showcase for the young up-and-coming players from right across Europe and beyond. And we have a 16-year-old making his debut next, as Vincent van der Voort hits his first 180 of the night. Yeah, Nico Bloom, he'll have the home crowd behind him. See how he gets on with that on his European Tour debut up against the English lad Josh Payne. Here he goes. Fills it up. 2 ton 80s in this leg. On for an 11 darter.
134. Vincent requires
Vincent.
41. 25.
Vincent, well, on the 11 darter, misses 2 darts for it, and Dirk van Duijvenbode on an 11 darter himself to break back and level things up. And how important could this leg be? 20 for bullseye. Bullseye it is.
49.
Titan missing.
Requires 16.
Not even hitting the 25. So Big Vincent will have another look at the double. Double 4. Double 2. Double 2 is working for him.
Vincent Vandervoort, 5th leg, Dirk to throw first.
Well, after 2 ton 80s in that leg, made a little bit of a meal of it at the end to get out of it, but did do the job. Did Vandervoort. For a 3-1 lead here.
Well, Dirk van Duijvenbode does have some recent wins against Vincent Vandervoort, which he can cling on to, and should give him a bit of confidence even from this position, because he's beaten him twice in the last month. Beat him 6-3 in qualifying for the 2nd European Tour event of the year, the one where, of course, we saw him last weekend beaten in round 1 by Robert Thornton.
100.
But he beat him as well 6-4 in a Players' Championship event. Has another win against him, so he actually leads 3-1 in the head-to-heads. Although the one victory that Vincent had also came this year. So they keep running into each other over the last 3 months.
58.
But all of them have been relatively close. They've all gone 9, 10, and even in one case 11 legs. That was their first meeting back in 2015. So there's not been much between them, and there's not been much between them so far in this game. The average is both in the low to mid-90s.
50.
50 for Vincent, that's
83.
not enough to get him to a finish, so Dirk has got a bit of time to play with, but he may only need 2 darts.
51.
Or he may need 2 visits.
Yep, we'll be back for the 32. So yeah, these two obviously know each other's game. Obviously will
Dirk can require 32.
know each other just from the Dutch darting circuit. There's a bit of a flyer there. He composed himself, did Dirk, to reduce the arrears to 3-2.
96.
I think Dirk was one of the clutch of young Dutch players who kind of had the great Raymond van Barneveld lending his support to them as Dirk fires in his first 180 of this contest. You need a few more. 2 to Vincent Vandervoort, both coming in that leg, which he managed to just scrape over the line, the 4th leg. And Dirk follow it up.
Yes, you sense there's a whole generation of Dutch players who grew up watching Raymond van Barneveld, well, and Vincent Vandervoort, but the effect Barney has had over the years on the game, and we saw that in evidence when the Premier League has been to Rotterdam, the Ahoy Arena out there. It's a homage to Raymond van Barneveld.
Yeah, it's like they're going to sort of Barney Mecca, wouldn't it? The Dutch fans. And to be fair,
85.
nobody's more aware of that than Raymond himself.
53.
And Barney in full. 5-time world champion, refer to yourself in the 3rd person mode. The Knight of Respect.
45.
Knight of Respect to Raymond van Barneveld.
32.
And it was. Double 8.
16.
Well, he's going to have another go at it. But it's not ideal in the finishing from either man at the minute. Dirk actually started off this game with an 80 checkout, took it out very well on double 10.
78.
Since then, both men have missed doubles. Just 3 out of 12 for Vincent, 2 out of 10 for Dirk.
Game shown the 6th leg.
3 out of 12 for Dirk then, so level pegging in the finishing stakes and level pegging in the scores.
First, game on.
But Dirk has the advantage of throwing first.
Yes, another break of throw in this game.
134.
Barney very much the man who put darts on the map in the Netherlands. But
99.
don't underestimate Vincent van der Voort's abilities. I mean, you know, he's won one of these Euro Tour titles. He's won 5 PDC finals.
100.
I believe, actually, that Phil Taylor, in one of his, basically, his post-match interviews, where whoever he's just played, he immediately refers to as
81.
the greatest player who isn't him. Actually referred to Vincent, oh, he's the best player to come from Holland. You know, I mean, there's been loads of great players from Holland. I mean, forgetting about the current world number one and various holder of world record. And, of course, the 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld. But that is not to discredit Vincent in any way, because although those two guys, their achievements do eclipse his own, he is still a phenomenal player, and he's still, you know, up there in the top 32 in the world rankings, and very, very dangerous.
87.
Set up shot from Dirk, leaves double top.
And also a crowd pleaser. People love to watch
60. Don't you
Vincent's
require 40.
machine gun action, but it's tops.
Game
The
shown
target
the
for
7th leg.
Dirk.
The Van Duijvenbode. 8 leg
And he
Vincent
does
to
go
throw first.
4-3
Game
ahead
on.
here.
Oh, 1-0 up, 2-1 down, 3-2 down, 4-3 up. Topsy to the old game, this one, there you
60.
see. 3 legs on the spin for Vincent. 3 legs on the spin for Dirk. Still time for this change.
94.
Yes, who will come through to face Joe Cullen tomorrow? Joe was in the crowd watching the previous match with Stephen Bunting, sat there watching the action, so I imagine Joe
74.
would have stayed out there to see how these two get on. Oh, great shot there, and followed up by another great shot.
80.
2 apiece now in terms of the 180s, but that 174 from Vincent means that he's still got a decent chance. Got to go back up to the 20s here, I would think.
97.
Yeah, because had he gone on a single 19, wouldn't have left him a finish, but the single 20 does get him to a finish, even though it's tricky to find his way through to the treble. Dirk should leave himself a finish here. It would be the 18s, I would imagine.
57.
Just sneaks it in there, so it's 170 plays 170 after 9 darts each. Good leg of darts. Now, can anybody produce the big finish to close it out? Vincent's not going to.
65.
Can
That
Dirk?
could require 170.
And this would be a killer blow. Pretty much exactly where Vincent put his first dart.
29. Vincent, you require 105.
Yes, that's the first bit done. Double 16.
89. Dirk, you require
That's some way away.
141.
Maybe rush that last dart.
Well, Vincent walked away shaking his head after that visit, and he would have been shaking it even more furiously had that 141 gone for Dirk van Duijvenbode, but as it is, double 8. Oh, not very far away from busting it there in the 16s, but Vincent van der Voort sneaks it in the corner.
Game on.
And this could be another game which goes all the way. Mervyn King and Robbie Green went to an 11th leg today. Mark Walsh and Jimi Hendrix went to an 11th leg today. And as I'm sure you all remember, Bernd Royth, Brian Woods went to an 11th leg today.
Yes, it's nip and tuck all the way, this one. A decent standard of scoring, even if, as we said earlier, the doubles percentage is not that hot at the moment.
Another young Dutch player under the mentorship, that's a word, of Raymond van Barneveld. That's Jeffrey de Zwaan, the Black Cobra. Fantastic nickname. Not going to see him in action this weekend, though. He's lost out in the qualifiers. 140 for Dirk puts him really in charge of this leg. Even a maximum's not enough for Vincent to get to a finish, and
60.
not picked up a single big treble, so all the time in the world, Dirk. Yes. Yes, lovely. Double 16. Very nearly. A big, big finish from Dirk van Duijvenbode to go within a leg of the next round. But he does know he's going to be back.
96.
And back again after that if he needs to be. Getting closer.
No score.
The Black Cobra. Dragutin Horvat just sat behind him as well, the German qualifier who, well, didn't qualify. But that's a 177 from Vincent van der Voort, and it puts all sorts of pressure on Dirk.
Score.
Well.
Sorts. Pressure.
Vincent, you require 32.
The old campaigner, Vincent van der Voort, really hitting the big score at the right time to put pressure on Duijvenbode, but can't hit the double himself. He slumps.
Dirk, you require 4.
Duijvenbode takes a sip of water, composes himself. Double 2 to go to within, oh my word, to go to within 1 leg of victory.
Vincent, you require 8.
Maybe finishing line jitters starting to show.
Well, I make it 7 darts miss for this leg for Dirk van Duijvenbode. Vincent van der Voort missed 3, but he does not miss a 4th. And that means that Dirk van Duijvenbode is on the brink. He had that leg in the palm of his hand. He was 300 points clear of Vincent van der Voort. But 7 missed darts, and that last one cost him another couple of darts at the double because he busted his score. And you know what? It could well be the final nail in his coffin, because I mentioned that time when Dirk van Duijvenbode played Barney at the Worlds and he bust 180, and he was so cut up about that he did not win another leg in the match. Well, he's got no time to recover here because he has to break back immediately and hold his throw in the decider. And the disappointment and probably no little anger that Dirk van Duijvenbode is experiencing right now may be a distraction from him trying to play the darts he needs to turn this game around.
Yes, definitely. We saw he sort of took another sip of water, composed himself before throwing his first 3 darts. Neither of his first 2 visits have been great.
60.
Well, he was having no luck finding any treble 20s, but the treble 19s have helped get him back in this leg, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Oh, but that looks good. He looks very good. Very good indeed from Vincent van der Voort. Gets down to a 2-dart finish, albeit one that he would have to finish on double 19. And Dirk van Duijvenbode has asked the question of him, a 3rd maximum for the Titan. Can the Dutch destroyer close it out?
74. Dirk, you require 67.
Well, to take us to a decider. This must go, you feel. Double 16 for 5-all, and we are going to a decider. And again, you feel it does deserve it, really, this game.
And final leg, Dirk to throw first. Game on.
And an entertaining encounter. It's on one way then the other, but it's Dirk here with the throw in this deciding leg.
60.
Well, I have to say, it took bottle from Dirk van Duijvenbode, having started that leg so poorly, seemingly still beating himself up about missing a whole host of darts in the previous leg. But he fired in a 180 to at least put pressure on Vincent van der Voort. Vincent missed the match dart, and Dirk is throwing for the match. But
96.
Once again, treble 19 comes to his rescue. Vincent be beating himself up about that missed double. Little squeak from Russ Bray there. It's all right, Russ, we're all nervous. Tense, isn't it?
134.
Wow, I suggest Dirk just starts playing on the treble 19 because he's getting no luck on the 60.
No, great cover again on the 19s.
Down to a finish, Vincent van der Voort. Dirk van Duijvenbode should get to a finish himself, but what kind of finish is he going to leave? Well, now he hits a 60. Well, just the ton.
Vincent, you require 161.
What a way to win this would be. And it's not going to happen. So Dirk van Duijvenbode, he has survived a match dart.
42.
Will he get one for himself right now?
111. 95.
Ooh, so close
This in the
to
require
the double 16.
119.
Has to pray that Vincent doesn't take this out. Well, it's a poor start to the combination.
79. Turkey requires 16.
Well, we've been here before, Dirk.
No score.
Oh my word.
Wow. Wow.
Vincent
Dirk van
require
Duijvenbode
40.
managed to bust his score after several missed darts in the 9th leg. He has busted his score while throwing for the match here and handed Vincent van der Voort more match darts, 2 of which he's missed,
Game
but he
start.
does not miss
And
another.
match.
And
Vincent
Dirk van
van der
Duijvenbode somehow has managed to lose that game. He made a whole host of mistakes in the 9th leg that seemed to be gifting it to Vincent van der Voort, but battled back, survived 1 match dart, put himself in the perfect position to close out the win and set up a meeting with Joe Cullen. But he fails to make it 3 wins in a month against Vincent van der Voort. The Dutch destroyer gets some revenge for those recent defeats. Dirk van Duijvenbode, well, gets a kiss on the head from Vincent van der Voort, but I don't think that's much consolation. It is Big Vincent who's through to face Cullen. We've got 2 more spots in the second round up for grabs. Zoran Lerchbacher, the Austrian, against Belgium's Ronnie Huybrechts, will close things out tonight. But Nico Bloom, the 16-year-old, about to take to the stage against Josh Payne.
Crazy, huh? Brutal game.
Yeah, he was so much better than me, but he just he fucked it up. That's the only explanation. Yeah, I played bad and he played really good for him, but he couldn't hit his doubles.
Okay, through. Tomorrow's second round against Joe Cullen. He's in a good has a good couple of weeks now with winning this first Pro Tour title. I think you need to lift up your game a bit.
Yeah, I have to play a lot better than today, of course, but after last night, the qualifying is very hard. Had a not a very good night. Tonight I get a good night's sleep and I'm going to prepare myself for the best, and I'm going to give him a game, I promise you.
Okay, that's good. Looking forward to that. Thank you. Vincent van der Voort.